All right, ma'am. So who do I have here with me?
Hi, my name is Red. I'm the redheaded stepchild, third removed.
Redheaded stepchild?
Yeah, Red, but my friends call me Katie.
Katie. All right, let's just say Katie. Well, I've met you already, but I'm still gonna say nice to meet you. What's your age and current living situation?
Now I live in South Mountain at my mom's house.
That's
and
awesome.
What was the other question?
How old are you, if you don't mind?
I'm 27.
27. All right. Well, I was gonna say, what's a day in a life like out here? You know, because you do know.
Being out here for like 7 years now. The day, there's nothing, you can't really plan your day because it can change in the drop of a dime just because of what's going on, and it can be a little rough sometimes.
Especially being a woman, could you elaborate on, the differences between having a significant other and not having a significant other while you're out here on these streets? What's the
I have a wife. She's in prison right now, but like me and my wife, we would fucking round up all the girls, and I lived in the river bottom over there by Tempe Marketplace.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I lived over there, and I felt more safe down there than I did on the streets out here.
That's what a lot of people say. I hear that a lot. Why is that?
I had front lake property right there in my because it's right there on the Salt Lake River.
Yeah.
And there's trees and everything, and I can hear if somebody's crunching through my trees that aren't going down my white picket fence I have up. Because in the river bottom, before it got ruined and shit, it used to be a home of a home. You know,
wow,
it was like we had our own freaking like village and family down there and shit of like, misfits, and I met some really cool people out there that helped me through some really rough times because my mom died December 27th, like 3 years ago, and she was my adopted mom, and like my adopted dad's dead too, so I kind of don't have any family, and it's like, I was adopted, so like not having family out here, got rough, and I made my own family.
Yeah, I always hear a lot of people talk about the family and the camaraderie here in Tempe, and it's true. Versus other places that I've been to, I'm all over the valley, and Tempe has a lot of camaraderie, especially like the river bottom. There's people who've been over there, I've heard, for upwards of 20, 30 years. Is that true?
Yeah, there's a couple OGs that have been there for almost 20, 30 years.
Wow.
And it's completely changed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I still go down there and visit because there's still people who are down there.
Yeah.
But you literally, like, it's just a handful of people that, like, you live in the river bottom, like, you live off the grid,
Yeah, it's like...
and out of sight, out of mind, and that became a huge thing to me is people live like the normal society. You got a cup so I can get some ice water. 25 cents. Okay, cool, here's 25 cents. I don't want your money. Well, I would like some ice water, please, so I can use it to dump it into my thermos.
Yeah.
And getting judged, it was hard, especially out here in the summertime.
I bet.
And it was really cool in the water because, like, I had a paddleboard, I would swim across and stuff, and like, it was its own freaking, like, you'd get stuck down there.
Yeah, I heard. I mean,
it's like
I've heard the stories. I mean, it's just, it's so unique that something like that exists and still exists. It's sad that with all these new laws that Tempe is.
Well, people ruined it though. That's and we got in trouble for like burning it down. Like sometimes people it catch fire, and sometimes people put them on fire, but cleansing it, it cleanses because a lot of it would be trash.
Okay.
But we got in trouble for beating up people for stealing or just
disciplining. It's like its own little world, so to speak. What is since how long ago did it all get ruined, and what was the main reason
when
for
the body
people
was
going down there?
Yeah, there was a body found.
That's what I was alluding to.
Yeah. He was a good friend of mine too.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's.
But it's sad because, like it's not always the homeless people that do it either.
I know. I mean, I always hear of certain things. You know, you hear of gang stalking, etc. A lot of other stuff too that I'm not gonna mention.
It's a lake
but,
that people can fucking dump shit into. Like, if it's chemicals or what, you know. I can't confirm or deny, but like, you know, there's been a time that fucking, you know, college kids fucking get stuck in the fucking Tempe Town Lake for being fucking drunk.
Yep.
And I don't know how many times I had fucking, you know, being as a woman, had fucking, you know, yuppies come into my house and fucking starting shit.
Yeah, that's.
And I'm gonna do what I need to do to protect myself, you know.
Sure. Yeah, you have to protect yourself
And
at
nobody
all
like
costs.
looks twice at you screaming down in the river bottom.
Yeah, that's God.
Because it's usually fucking couples fighting. It's stupid.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's sad. Now, I wanted to ask you. I talk to so many displaced people every day, and I wanted to ask you: are you from Arizona?
born and raised.
Born and raised. That's almost like a first for me. Yeah. Usually I talk to people and it's like 90% of the homeless population is not from here. Isn't that kind of crazy? I mean, I guess they come because of the weather, and I mean, it's nicer
They get
weather.
stuck out here.
Yeah, a lot of people, bad circumstances or situations, leave people stuck out here. But yeah, you would be surprised how many people are not from here. But it's cool to talk to someone who's actually from Arizona. Where were you raised? Like Phoenix or Tempe, East Coast?
Tempe, but I grew up in Gilbert, like from till like high school and shit. And then Tempe.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, what about your family or siblings? Do you have, other than your
my street?
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't have any family. I just have a family I adopted.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. So no one knows of your circumstance other than your street family?
I have she's like a street mom, but like she's a good friend of mine that freaking I look up to, because like I said, I don't have no like mother or dad figure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it's just kind of me. Like, that's why I say I'm the redheaded stepchild, third removed.
Yeah.
Because my adopted mom.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know where she's at. She didn't know who the father was. There's no siblings. I grew up in an only child as being adopted.
Okay.
So it's just me against the world, and I got an 8-year-old.
All right. Well, do you mind letting me know where he's at now?
Yeah, he's at his dad's.
That's awesome.
His dad, he got out of jail, and we do like
co-parenting.
Yes and no. He wants to be together, but I told him, I said it's better to co-parent, and he's just taking his time. But I get to see him when his dad lets me, because I just recently got sober back in
Congratulations.
February.
I was waiting to ask you about it, but since you brought it up, what was that like, and how hard was it getting off fentanyl? Could you let the audience know, please?
Okay, so it was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I had done fentanyl pills, nothing compared to like the Fetty powder, and like I started getting suicidal in the end, and I died for the 9th time. I overdosed, and that led up to fucking the lovely fire department being called and a wake-up call. Not just a fire department, but it was like my 9th time, and I don't think there's gonna be another time.
Man, I'm gonna keep you in prayer, and we hope for you. We're happy for you that you actually got off. And a lot of people don't know what it's like. No one ever explains, how hard or how big of a monkey is that is on your back when you're doing Fetty powder or doing blues or things of that nature. It's really hard, and then having to be out here on these streets, it's just makes it an extra wall in front of you. And so these things are really hard, and it's sad that Tempe is putting a block to people who are trying to feed and help the homeless. Have you heard about the lawsuit that AZ Hugs is doing with Tempe?
I read about it a little bit this morning. I support him all the way. That's my best friend. He fucking helped me.
He's amazing,
He'd been there for me, like when I needed him, and like it was like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It did not matter what it was. He was there. If it was a vet bill for one of the dogs that got hurt, like he was on it like that.
Man, good guy, man. I hope that he gets all that he deserves, and I hope that he can get this law changed. who can't, I mean, how do you feel about people feeding or trying to help the people that are homeless are doing down and out?
You know what? I think it's amazing. Like, and that we literally depend on it, because you know nobody will offer to like clean or take out someone's trash and like, no, we're good. You know, we try to do what we can. We can't get a job because we got too much crap to fucking move around. Or, you know, some of us are SMI. Like, I'm SMI, and if you don't know what
It's okay. It's
and
okay.
you know what, and I accept that, because it's helped me learn how to be able to like do better by myself. And a lot of people out here, they don't have family,
Yes, ma'am, I agree.
and at the same time, people like adventure.
Yep. And being out here, see, that's another wall. When you're SMI and you're out here and you got a lot of trial and tribulations, the fact that you've gotten through that and you actually, you know, did what it took to get off Fetty Powder, man, just all applause to you. I
Thank
mean,
you.
that's amazing. You know,
I
to say
was
the
ready,
least.
because like for any drug, like you asked me how hard it is. It's hard. It's only as hard as it is if you're ready.
Yes, ma'am, I agree.
You know, I still hang around people who do it. I don't want to do it at all, because
Yeah.
I'd rather them do it next to me instead of going behind a bush and I never see them again.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather freaking make sure they're there. Like, I've lost too many friends.
Too many friends. Yeah, there's so many people that are dying because of that drug. You know, it's awful. And I told you, you know, I didn't want to keep you long. I got one last question for you. I want to know, where's your life going to be in 5 years from now, and why?
Now that like I'm clean and
Yes,
sober,
ma'am. Yep.
I'm ready, because when my adopted mom died, I got a life insurance, so I'm gonna buy my own property and my own land and make it
good for you.
self-sustainable.
Good for you.
So I'm making those steps, and I'm coming out here. I actually, like, you know, I promised you a video forever ago.
Yeah.
and I was just torn the fuck back.
I know.
And I wanted to show a success story, because like,
And this is one. Thank you so much. Like I said, you know, shout out to you. Thank you for everything in your time and doing this video like you said you would. You know, I appreciate you, and I'm so happy for you that you're clean now. Thank you, ma'am.
you're welcome.
Have a good day.